Hey guys, I've got an open challenge up, and we're going to play the Vienna game. My opponent is rated 930, and I'm currently 1504, just above 1500 in rapid. Okay. Vienna Gambit, and we'll see if they accept. Going back to I've been in the garden harvesting nettles and making cordage today. Actually teaching a bushcraft course next weekend, which is kind of my passion. So I'm setting up a business in teaching bushcraft because basically when the sun's out, I want to be outside, in nature, doing good things. Okay, D6 is a move, but I believe it's not ideal. I know it's not ideal, but my opponent's having a think. So, ideas here: we could take the pawn, in which case D takes, and I have the central pawn advantage. Right? This comes with tempo because I'm attacking the knight, so he's got to do something. He's either going to move the knight away, which is a waste of a move, or he's going to capture with his pawn. That gives me a semi-open F-file, which is no bad thing. I don't have to do this straight away either. I could, for example, develop my knight. That's also an idea. I'm not worried about this. Okay, knight out to here is a thought. It's developing and preparing to castle. It pins the knight on the king. Okay, and he's now used a Haley Bra from the US. He's now used the move, kind of developing the bishop, but not really making life very good for his queen. Queen's a bit short of squares here. So castles is a thought. D3 is a thought, which also then develops, defends this pawn. This knight's no longer pinned. Now, what if I take the pawn now? He could take that with a knight. I've got two attackers. He's got two defenders, but is it not true that I can eliminate one of the defenders? So if I take the knight, bishop takes, I've got then two attackers on this pawn. So I take knight, bishop takes bishop, F takes e5, D takes e5, knight takes e5. This pawn here is still defended by my knight. This bishop's going to be on this square. So that's all there, it's all possible. So there's a winnable pawn here. Seems to make sense. Although, you know, this is a good bishop. So do I want to give up this bishop? Should we just get castled? What should we do? What should we do? It doesn't matter that I'm playing somebody rated 930. I really want to practice giving it my full attack. I've played some handful of blitz games this morning, and some of them I was like +7, +8, you know, a huge majority, and managed to blow the games. But just playing before I was awake, really. Anyway, so there, and that is I'm gonna do it. It's free stuff, eh? Okay, there we go. Oh, he's now got two attackers on here, isn't he? Right, so now I'm going to push d3. What do I? Do I take here? Takes. Then I could end up losing this. Now I'm going to push d3 now. If he ever initiates this trade, I get to recapture, like so, with development. So now look, I have 1, 2, 3 pieces out on the board. Good control over the centre. Controlling that square twice. Controlling that square twice. You know, so I've got pieces guarding every square in the centre. Now we have a strategic decision to make. Do I want to castle to the left or to the right? There are pros and cons. One thing I do want to do is I want to keep my pawns on light squares here, right? Because he's got a light squared bishop, which is currently got nothing, no prospects, because he can't go to any of these squares here, because I'm guarding them all. So if this bishop's going to enter the game, it's going to have to come around the long way. But then I can push h3. So the question is, do I want to put my king on this side and then attack down that side? Or do I want to put my king here and try and use the semi-open f-file? It's a good question. I think I'm just going to play queen d2 now. And maybe hold fire on that. I think if he goes king side, I'm probably going to go opposite side. And we might try a pawn storm idea. This is a 1:15 game for me. Yeah, so the plan, like business-wise thing, is to teach bushcraft when the weather's nice and it's nice to be outside, and then I might go back and I'm thinking of rejuvenating my web design career for the winter months when I can sit at the computer, you know. Still make chess videos, of course. Right, so queen d7. May suggest that he's thinking of going long. I don't really mind which way he goes. Knight here would discourage castles, because if he castles, his rooks are both going to be on these dark squares. Then I can win a pawn with a fork. Is that an improvement for this knight? Should my knight come here? No, I don't really want to trade it for that bad bishop. This side, and he may castle short. Just doing a sanity check. It looks okay. It looks okay. And he's gone long. He didn't even think about it, and he's walked straight into the fork, you see. What he didn't do was he didn't say, why did my opponent make that move? You saw he made that move in 3 seconds. He'd already made up his mind which way he was going, and he forgot to check what's just changed on the board. So now I'm going to win an exchange. Recapture with the bishop, huh? Okay. Right, I notice this is undefended. This is no, it's not. That's defended by queen. Defended. Rook's technically undefended. That's defended by that. Everything else in this corner is safe. Okay, so the two undefended things are that and that. Now, queen here's a thought to maybe attack this. Dropping the bishop back does similar, but I feel like my queen's got a bit more scope that way. Do I want to keep my bishop on this diagonal, or do I want to put my bishop on this diagonal? That's a very good question. Do I want to get my king safe? Perhaps. But I am up material. I'm up a pawn and an exchange. So, my default here could simply be to simplify the position. The missing pawns are these. So, my instinct says get the king safe, and I don't really know which way is best. You have to look at the scope of his bishop. So he has the bishop pair. So if the board starts to open up, that's going to favour his bishops more than my. Well, I mean, my extra rook will be happy in the ending anyway. But he's up a minor piece for now, although he's only down to one rook. So king here. No, it just feels safer. He just feels safer on the queen side, I think. Could even manoeuvre my bishop round that way at some point. That's always a thought. I think queen e3. She's got good scope there. Good vision of the board. Thinking about the prospects of this knight. Could come in here. I might get itself traded off, but then I simply lose a pawn. Oh, I don't approve of that move at all. There's a lot I don't like about that move. For starters, it's with the pawns around your king. Leave them the hell alone. Unless you've got a damn good reason why they need to move. And that is not a damn good... I mean, whatever his reason is, I know it's not a damn good one. It'll be a damn foolish one. Okay, so queen's now looking at a7, so he has to look at what did my opponent do and why. Why would white move their queen from here to here? Well, what's the queen looking at now that she wasn't looking at before? Oh, I see. But you see, his problem now is he can't play b6. So what's he going to do with this? Is he going to push the pawn all the way forward and allow my queen... Huh. If I take... I can't get any more... I come in here. Maybe knight takes, I take. Or I could just pivot round this way. Or just pivot here. I mean, there's lots of options. This is alright. I don't think there's a... Hang on. There he can't take the... Oh, I can't go in the corner because of the bishop. Okay, I'm going to put my knight here. I still have this threat. Well, that doesn't save the pawn, does it? Okay, I'm going to take the pawn. I think my knight might want to come back round. Oh, hello, hello, hello. Okay, queen's looking at this, but it's defended. So, knight here undefends the bishop, must be noted, but it's hitting the queen. Now, say the queen comes round there, something like that. Do I just need to defend my bishop slightly? If I come here and queen comes here, I can just drop the bishop back. So, does my knight, what's my knight want to do? This pawn's undefended. This does feel like it improves the knight. Can this queen attack both my knight and my bishop at once? Well, the knight can always come back and defend the bishop. This feels like it improves the knight. Where's she gonna go? I'm not scared of her. The knight's actually defended by my queen as well there. Bishop's currently undefended, but not hanging. Could just drop it back to g3. So if this pawn never moves, keeping my bishop on this diagonal might allow my queen to drop in. So, current issue is I'm attacking your queen. Okay, we were expecting that, so I'm just going to drop back here, I think. Am I? Yeah, I like that move generally. I mean, he might have ideas of this. If I take and pawn takes, that's a slightly odd move. I'd like to stick my knight in here. I'd like to go after this pawn. Let's have a think. Could try and trade off rooks on the open file. See, he's currently got these squares covered. So there's not much for my queen to... I'm just going to drop my queen back. And have a sniff around this pawn. Now, if he wants to go crazy and play c5, then that will be very welcome. Okay, he's thrown in a check. Bothered. Can I counterattack? No, not right now. I can block with a rook, but I don't really want to do that. Much easier to evade. Yeah, run away. King b1. Still attacking this. This is now a long knight's L away. Okay. Now, I spot another fork here. So, what was that? Five seconds he took there. What about this move? Hits rook and queen together, does it not? Is there any problem with that move? There's no checks? Nope. Nope. Just basic tactics again, isn't it? Just check, double check, slow your ass down is the key, is the message here. So many of the mistakes that we make in chess can simply be avoided by slowing your ass down. Something else I'm really kind of just feeling like the chess universe is prompting me, my little internal little Pandolfini is telling me to nurture patience as well in my game. So don't force something to happen when it's not time for something to happen. Let stuff happen in its own time. So I'm basically going to take the rook on the next turn. Oh, he's counterattacked. Oh! Isn't that interesting? Okay, I take queen, you take queen, I take bishop, you take knight, I can't take your knight. So I can force a big trade of stuff, right? If I take the queen, he's got to take the queen. Then I take his bishop. Do I? Or do I just put my queen here? And maintain the threat? I think so. It's the right thing. Very often we find ourselves making moves that we feel just in your bones are not right. He's also just given up the option to recapture the rook with the knight, but I don't know if that's critical. Well, it kind of is, because now how is he going to recapture the rook, actually? He's going to have to put his... No, he has to move his queen, I think. But how does he recapture? How does he get the knight after I take the rook now? That was an ill-conceived counterattack, wasn't it? See, I'm about to take his... He's got to move his queen. And he can't move the queen here to defend the rook. To recapture, because bishop takes it. Can't move the queen here to recapture, because pawn takes it. Can't get the queen onto the back rank. So what he's actually done is he's... What's the idea with that then? Yeah, now he's just basically lost the knight that he could have just won. Okay, I have a check, which is blockable by the knight. While I'm here, I'm going to pull up my Vienna study, and I'm going to say it's VG D3, isn't it? Vienna Gambit Declined. This is what we just had, and D3. Okay, so the move is knight to F3. I believe that is what I played. Knight F3, knight C6, pin. Okay, I think we had something similar to that. Alright, so he wants to trade queens, right? He's down 9 points of material. He's basically down 2 rooks. So the two things I would consider here are simply trading the queen off and waltzing home, I'm also looking at this pawn here. I do also have a check. If I have a check, knight can't block because it's attacked twice. So if I give check here, king has to move. Oh, he's got queen blocks. No, he can block there because the queen's still looking at that square. So let's just trade off. Keep life simple, you know. Let's have this pawn. Now my knight is kind of stuck. It can go back to f8. But I might just have to push a pawn. Okay, so I've got 2 minor pieces and 2 rooks. He's got 3 minor pieces. Yeah, I'll just anything to open up the board, I'm happy. Alright, now, h4 is the thought. 0 need at this point to move these pawns. Bishop's looking at that. I'll just defend it. I've got bishop here, hits this pawn. So I'm really just trying to foster a kind of temperament of just calm. Okay, you can't go there with a fork. Recaptured with the A pawn towards the centre. Just keeping all my pawns together. Okay, well, he's not going to take this or this. So actually, that knight cannot really proceed. Can't really make forward progress. I'd like to target this pawn again, if I can. So is there anything with the knight? Not really. I think it's time for this move. Just to give my knight a safe square that's a bit nearer the centre. That's undefended, that's undefended. I can attack them both from that square. They're not on the same line. Knight here is just a nice move. Probably want to get my bishop maybe here. Thinking of attacking that. Maybe even drop it down to here as well. Woody, stop scratching, mate. So if anyone needs a website, talk to me. I'll sort it out. Been doing web design since 1994. Okay, let's just put my knight here. Create some tension. He wants to trade off, this is great. Yeah, I've doubled and isolated my pawns, but all simplification is good really at this point. Okay, let's put bishop here, attack this. So my opponent has undoubled my pawns for me, which is nice. So if I can trade my bishop off for his dark square bishop, then happy days. I want to put my pawn on a dark square, because my bishop is dark squared, so I'm going to stick them together, and they will be glued for life. Okay, he's attacking my rook. Let's... Oh, I can't go there. I'm going to go here. Nearly blundered. Bishop back down to here. Okay, if I go onto the light square, he could do that. So I'm going to come back here. Yes, I want to get on the back rank really. Or somehow. He's given a good fight though, isn't he? It's good not to give up. As some of my opponents today have learned, to their immense satisfaction. Okay. Kind of just going to sack it back off, right? We've got opposite coloured bishops now. and I know this is winning. So nothing wrong with a simple situation that you know is winning. Okay, check. Rook's going to come to here. Now I can check again. He comes here, I take the pawn, but he gets the bishop. So let's come here and attack this. He can put his bishop on either of these squares, but then that bishop is stuck, holding hands with that pawn. Okay, but now I can take the pawn with check. You see, if he takes my bishop, I take his bishop. Okay. Again, 7 seconds on that move, right? He's got nearly 20 minutes on the clock. Just don't make 7-second moves. Just stop it, right? And now you can see this is dead lost. Rook here, defended square. The king is now stuck in this area of the board. And now I'll just finish things off just with the king and rook, I think would be useful. This pawn takes a step forward, it just gets eliminated. Got new glasses coming as well in a couple of weeks. Just ordered them. We try and wear them for all occasions. The eyesight's just not quite right. Okay, there we go. Oh, he's abandoned. Oh well. So let's have a quick look at the review. See what the computer says to this, particularly the opening. Some reason chess.com in my Brave browser is 91 accuracy. Pretty good, but one mistake. Interesting. But 82 for my opponent. Haley Bra, mate. Well done. That's good. Okay, so let's go through from the start. D6 is okay, yeah. D5 we know is the best move, gives like black a slight edge. Knight F3 is best. Good. Pleased about that. That's alright. That's alright. Ah, D4. The immediate D4, eh? Why? Okay, let's look at D4. I mean, this is not a bad looking board, you know, it's all right. But I was just happy to add pressure. There's always D4, and also, by the way, 0.3 compared to 0.6, not worth worrying about. That's okay. Wants me to take the pawn. This is excellent, okay. And D3, okay. And just a very comfortable position now. Nice pawn structure. Liking this pawn on F4. Okay, best move. Best move. And I've just got a very small advantage, but my mistake comes in a moment. Okay, that's good. A4 is a good move there, okay. And now, didn't like this. Said I should have castled. Yeah. I mean, this did feel like a bit of a kooky move, but it had a purpose. You know, I was seeing if my opponent was going to castle automatically without thinking, and he did. And then I capitalized on it. Right, only good move. And now I'm +3 on the board. Rook F1 was best, okay. But, you know, relatively straightforward from that point in time. But yeah, I think my opponent did really well there. So, well done, Haley Bra 70. Yes. And feeling all right, you know, feeling patient, which is a good thing. I really need to stop playing blitz, right? It's children's chess. It's not proper chess at all. Not for me, you know. But then, you know, I'm old. Yeah, I need to practice playing patiently and soberly and consistently. I think that's the thing. Anyway, hope that's been interesting for you. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you later.